I'm genuinely scared to do this.
Something pushed her.
Is this the stairwell that the woman fell to her death from?
Oh my god, I totally just saw something. That's actually fucking freaked me out. Like, I'm not fucking kidding. I want to leave. The Los Angeles Biltmore Hotel opened its doors in 1923, and in the intervening 94 years, it's been a place of highs and lows, from being home to the Oscars award ceremony to serving as a military rest and recreation facility during World War II. Many deaths have occurred at the Biltmore, and paranormal activity is constantly being reported throughout the hotel. There's said to be a nurse ghost on the 2nd floor, a creepy girl ghost on the 9th floor, and, according to one account, a boy with no face on the roof. The most famous ghost is that of 22-year-old Elizabeth Short. Nicknamed the Black Dahlia, aspiring actress Elizabeth Short was brutally murdered in Los Angeles in 1947, her body cut in half and severely mutilated. The Black Dahlia's killer was never found, making her murder one of the oldest cold case files in LA and the city's most famous. The Biltmore was the last place Short was seen alive. To this day, people claim to see her ghost wandering the lobby, perhaps searching for a way to avoid her dismal fate. More haunting tales surround a mysterious death on the property in 2010, in which a hotel guest was pushed to her death from the 11th floor of the stairwell. Several members of staff have reported being touched by an unseen force on the 11th floor and feel a sense of overwhelming dread in the stairwell where the woman died.
There's our first creepy empty chair sighting.
Don't, you're making me scared. Seriously, stop it. Seriously, stop it. Don't lean on that. That was scary. It's just the thought that maybe someone got thrown off here.
Yeah, is this the place?
Well, I don't know. It doesn't say.
That could totally happen. You know?
Yeah.
Actually, it could totally happen by accident. You could be standing right here and somebody could come through the door and you just go right over.
God, this is terrifying.
You just, I don't know how long it would take before you hit something.
Oh, don't say that. I'm not scared of heights, but Jesus. Do you want to do EVP here?
Yeah. Let me set it on this creepy chair.
Electronic voice phenomena, known as EVP, are sounds or voices found on audio recordings that can be interpreted as the voices of spirits or ghosts. The skeptic in me knows there's a lot of room for interpretation with EVPs. They could simply be a case of hearing what we want to hear, though there's one EVP we capture later that scares me so much, it's definitely not a case of wishful thinking. You want to ask a question? You want to say why you're here?
I guess. So yeah, we're here to basically communicate and hopefully, film whatever spirits might still be living here in the Biltmore. Maybe living isn't the right term.
Still staying.
Still staying here, exactly. The reservation hasn't ended yet. Anyway, yeah, so we're basically just here to listen to you and to look out for you. So, anything you want to show us or tell us, we are all ears and eyes.
If there is anyone here, do you want to say your name? If you speak into the little box that's on that chair over there, we'll be able to hear you. Do you like being here? That was a thump somewhere.
Yeah, there's a thump out in the hallway.
You want me to go look?
Yeah.
That way, you reckon? There's nobody here. During the EVP session, we capture what sounds like a woman's voice saying, "Come home." Spooky? Yes. Convincing? Not yet. We head to the 5th floor, where a woman called Thelma Becker lived for 53 years. Although she didn't die in the hotel, we figure that perhaps she liked the Biltmore so much she might return here in the afterlife. Unfortunately, there's too much ambient noise contaminating the audio, so we end the session. It just goes down. Should we check it out? We find a large ballroom on the lower level called the throne room. Wow. That's like a huge ballroom. I wish I brought the night vision. Oh, we have a little bit of night vision. Whoa, what the fuck is that? There's just a random table here that I couldn't even see. Is this a step? What is this?
Yeah, there's a step there.
What the fuck? There's a stage off to the side, which is where we catch this strange light anomaly. I'm skeptical of what in the paranormal community are called spirit orbs, balls of light captured on camera, said to be evidence of the presence of ghosts. They can often be logically explained as dust, insects, or lens flare. What we captured here, however, puzzles me. I have to admit that it clearly isn't any of the aforementioned normal explanations. We also capture two fast-moving orbs while Luke has his camera hanging by his side, unaware he's filming anything. We later learn from a hotel employee that the throne room is haunted by the spirit of a little girl.
It was me and another coworker who were coming up the elevator. And as the elevator, the elevator here, the lights are on in this room. So this door, it opens up, and I see like a little white girl running by me. And it's like a white, not like your shadow, but it's a white shadow, like a white silhouette.
Whoa.
So that's what ran by him.
Is this girl in white perhaps in the ballroom with us? I decide to take some photos of the room with my full spectrum camera. This is a camera that's been modified to photograph every spectrum of light, from ultraviolet to infrared. After hearing the employee's story about a girl dressed in white, this image captures my attention. I can't be sure, but it looks like a figure dressed in white, standing in the hallway outside the ballroom, looking directly at me. It definitely gives me the creeps, especially as it doesn't show up on any of the other video and photos we took of this same doorway. Back in our room, we analyze the audio and attempt to debunk what can be rationally explained. So pause it here. So there was that thump that it did sound like a door shutting. When I went out to the hall, there was no one out there, but it was a good 20 seconds after
that, yeah.
So
and I mean, if that was someone going into their room, then we would
yeah, it could have been totally. So I don't think that was completely inconclusive.
Yeah,
probably just a door.
Good chance.
But not everything can be so easily explained. Was that me again? Oh, that's not me.
No, that's not me either.
That is.
Is that a mouse?
That's not what mouse sounds like. That's actually fucking freaked me out. Like, I'm not fucking kidding. Look at my eyes.
Yeah.
That's not me. And that's not you. Because we'd gone out, we were out in the hall at this point. I didn't know you were recording all that.
Yeah.
Oh shit, you give me watery eyes.
It's okay. It just goes.
It just goes. Don't keep playing it. I don't want to listen to it.
Sorry.
Okay, because the thing that freaks me out is that it sounds like it's close to the microphone.
Yeah.
That's the thing. And we were out of the room, and we were out.
Yeah, the microphone was
We
just
left.
on that piano.
Was it a fucking mouse? No, it wasn't a fucking mouse. That's not how mouse sound.
Yeah, mouse isn't going to be on a piano either.
And besides, mice sound like this. They make no noise. They're stealthy little fuckers.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Okay, I am like genuinely creeped out by that. As
So we're definitely going back there.
because this is the thing with this. Like, I want to find stuff. I want to find things, and I want to experience this, but I'm such a skeptic. I'm like, yeah, it could be something, but it's probably a bus going by outside or whatever. But the click is weird, although we still need to check the video.
Yep.
But that noise, that shh, or whatever it is, that whistly, swishy, swish, whatever the fuck, that is not us. I know for a fact, because that's a noise that's close to the microphone. That's not off somewhere. That's a close noise. That noise doesn't carry. So that's something close to the piano, and there was no one fucking down there.
No.
And we weren't even in the fucking ballroom. We were out. There's no way.
Yep. Yeah, we were going up that hallway.
I've always thought that EVPs, orbs, and blurry photos are a far cry from the empirical evidence required to prove the existence of spirits. If ghosts exist, wouldn't we have better evidence? But what we experience in the next stage of our investigation makes me question everything I thought I believed.
Alright.
You got the EVP thing?
I do. Same spot.
Might as well. Okay, we were in here earlier, and we think we heard you, but we're not sure. So we've come back to ask again. So we're hoping to talk to anyone who's been here for longer than they should be, longer than normal. Anyone who feels trapped here, anyone who doesn't want to leave. I keep hearing a tapping noise that Luke can't hear and isn't picked up on our audio. There are occasional little ticks coming from, I don't know what's behind this door, but I assume it's some sort of machinery or boiler or something, so I can hear like a tick-tick every now and then.
Switch spots so I can hear what you're hearing?
Yeah, sure. There's definitely something behind there, something ticking and... Oh, God. That's a red bag. We decide to switch places, but Luke still can't hear the noise. However, after a couple minutes, I become suddenly extremely nervous about standing by the railing. I don't want to stand here anymore. I really don't want to stand anywhere near that railing. We don't know this at the time, but we later find out that many of the hotel employees also get this feeling of anxiety at the top of this stairwell. We interviewed an employee who described it to us off camera.
When you guys go that way, that stairway right there, apparently like some girl was like, she's saying that what they said was that something pushed her to go down the stairs from that area. Like there's this door that when you open it, it goes down to the stairway. So when you open it, there's like a little area right there. It's like a landing. So when you see you open it, you kind of gotta look at it. Oh, I don't want to get freaked out. So I open the door and I open it and I go down.
Do you think something's there, like ready to push you?
You kind of do feel it. Like when you open the door, it's like you can feel it like there's something like there, just hanging around, just like that. You know, that feeling, that vibe.
Yeah.
But that's like what I've heard.
We start to wonder if this is the stairwell where the woman fell to her death, or perhaps was pushed. Luke asks the question out loud, and we receive a chilling response.
Is this the stairwell that the woman fell to her death from a few years ago?
The answer to his question is a clear yes, sir. We head to the club room where members of staff report being touched and things inexplicably moving when their backs are turned. While I head into the other room to investigate with some other equipment, Luke hears a noise that again is somehow not captured by any of our microphones.
I think I just heard something, but I wonder if it's this clock. Go check it out.
He thinks it's the clock on the wall, but we later realize the clock isn't even running. It's permanently stopped at 11:34. Has something followed us from the stairwell and is trying to get our attention? The 9th floor is supposedly haunted by the spirits of children who like to run up and down the halls late at night. We split up to investigate. After regrouping, Luke tells me he heard strange sounds at the end of the hall. We leave the recorder and retreat all the way to the opposite end of the hall, so we know for a fact that there won't be any audio contamination from us. Here's what we captured. It's time to head back to the throne room. After listening to the unexplained sounds and voices on the EVPs, I'm nervous about returning, but I know we have to go back. I really don't want to go down there. Are you really going to make me go down there?
I think so, yeah. Yeah, we can do one more EVP where we don't say anything, we don't move, and we see if we get any more little squeaky shrieks.
I don't want to.
Well, when are we going to have the
You're
chance to do this again?
mean.
Yeah, I know.
I am genuinely scared to do this. Go on then, let's do it.
You sure?
Yeah. We hear employees working nearby and realize our EVP session would be compromised. I won't deny that I'm relieved to call off the throne room investigation, for now at least. In another stairwell, we get two of our clearest EVPs of the night. See that guy sitting up there? That's Luke. Can you poke him? Can you poke him? Gonna make him move. Get him out of your spot. Otherwise he's just gonna sit there.
Go ahead, push me. I'm not scared of you.
I don't think anyone's scared of you. I don't think you're really here. Less than a minute after this, we start to notice a strong, musty smell at the top of the stairs. I smell something weird. I smell something really weird.
I know the smell you mean.
It's like stinky, like bad food or something.
It's like toast made out of wool.
Yeah. It's kind of burning, but it's also kind of like stinky old food. It's like sharp but moldy. Is that you? You sharp but moldy? We'd been here for 15 minutes and hadn't noticed it up until now. Is it possible that someone really did want us to leave? Okay, we just walked into the crystal ballroom and it's pitch black in here. And I have no idea what's in here. The crystal room is where I have the most profound personal experience of the night. The room is in complete darkness, so we switch to night vision. Despite having a fresh battery, my camera suddenly dies, leaving me with no way to see in the darkness. Whoa. My battery just died. The only ambient light comes from some emergency exit lighting up on a balcony, and from under two doors where we came into the room. As Luke looks around, he captures this orb of light move across the stage. Immediately after this, we hear a shuffling noise in the room with us. We know we're alone in the room, and the noise is definitely not coming from outside. What the fuck is that? Do you hear that noise? That sounds like someone moving. Oh my god. What is that? Scary. That sounded like someone rustling something.
Could have been.
I'm actually a little bit scared.
What are you scared of?
I don't know, it's like... I feel vulnerable. You know, I don't feel in danger, but I feel like... It's probably just because it's dark, I don't know. And I don't know what's over there, but that noise freaked me out. Oh my god, I totally just saw something over there by that door. Oh my god, I totally just saw something. I totally just saw something over there by that door. Fuck. I want to leave. I totally saw someone step where the light under the door is. Oh my god. We don't capture what I see on video, but when we slow the video down, you can see most of the door in frame, and there is no one moving around on the other side of the door. We keep our eyes and our camera locked on the door for the next few minutes and see no shadows from behind the door or crossing in front of it. Later on, when we review our audio recording, we hear something that sends chills right through me, a demonic growl. It's a sound I'm all too familiar with, and not one I'm happy to hear. The last time I heard a growl like this that defies logical explanation, it forced me to question everything I believe, and it's what led me to begin these paranormal investigations. Knowing what I saw with my own eyes and hearing this growl captured on our audio, I'm convinced that what I saw was something inside the room with us, circling us in the dark, watching us. Oh my god, I totally just saw something. I totally just saw something over there by that door. Fuck. I want to leave. A couple minutes later, an employee enters the ballroom and turns on the light. We can clearly see that there's nobody else in the room with us. We wrap up the evening with an EVP session in our room. We capture an extraordinary amount of light anomalies circling the bed, seemingly drawn towards me. Right at this moment, I see movement out the corner of my eye. That's my own fucking shadow. Thought I saw something. That was really creepy. Oh, I just got really, tired, dizzy, but on one side of my head.
That's odd.
Yeah. You know, when you get heavy-headed, stuffy when you're tired, it's just sort of oh, but it's just on one side. Probably just that I'm tired. If these light anomalies are indeed evidence of the presence of spirits, are they having a physical effect on me? If you want to come say anything to us, you can speak into this thing in my hand, and we'll be able to hear you when we listen back to it. Earlier, I'd also asked a question that received a chillingly direct answer. Do you know that you've died? Do you know how you died? Are we hearing the voice of somebody who committed suicide in the hotel, telling us that they jumped out the window to their death? Okay, should we stop?
I think so, yeah, I didn't hear anything.
Yeah. You want to turn that light on?
Sure.
This one on. So it's a little after 9:30 in the morning, and we weren't able to get back down to the ballroom last night because there was a lot of music nearby in one of the back areas of the hotel, and it would have just contaminated everything. So we've come back down in this morning. It's still empty. There's a few bangs and stuff back in the back corridors and whatnot, but the ballroom's empty. This area outside the ballroom is empty. So we're just gonna do a little EVP session and film some stuff and see what we see. It's so creepy in here. There's like a really weird creepiness just here. We capture a couple light anomalies. But by far the most interesting capture of the morning is this EVP. Just to remind you, there is no one near our audio equipment. We also capture this creepy moving shadow. However, when we line up the footage from my camera and Luke's side by side, you can see I briefly turn the camera behind me, causing the shadow. This piece of evidence, at the very least, we can conclusively debunk. I'm kind of a skeptic when it comes to orbs because they could be dust, they could be lens flare, bugs, whatever. But there were no bugs in the hotel when we were indoors. There were no bugs. And I know what lens flare looks like. I have a degree in photography. I know lens flare when I see it. There was plenty of it that we did have that obviously I didn't mark as being evidence because I know what it looks like. The EVPs, we got some creepy stuff.
Definitely.
There's some of it that you're like, okay, I think that's a voice, but there's always a chance it might not be. Or there's like the baby crying, or the bird or the whistling.
There was a bird sound, yeah.
Yeah, like those things you're like, okay, that's what it sounded like. But could it have been something else? Could it have been a distant noise that just sounded? I mean, there's always that question. But when you hear voices, when you hear direct responses to questions that you've asked, that to me is like, I don't know how to explain that. I want to talk about the Crystal Ballroom. So we didn't capture on camera what I saw. So let me explain what I thought I saw, what I actually saw. I was like looking around, we'd heard that weird rustling noise. I was looking around, I kept looking sort of over my shoulder because I was kind of creeped out because that's where the noise had been coming from. And as I turn back around, I see these two beams of light, and in front of the one on the right, I see a foot, like a person's foot from the shin down, step into the shadows, like step away from that beam of light into the shadows in the corner of the room.
Has this investigation changed your perception of the paranormal?
Yeah, I think it has, for sure. Some of the stuff that we captured, as a skeptic, is still kind of easy to doubt, but what happened in the ballroom, I know what I saw, and I can't explain it, and for that reason, it's definitely shifted my perspective.
So how are we going to rate this on the eerie scale?
Definitely outright eerie. I mean, there's stuff that creep me out that can't be explained. So I think, it's pretty conclusive that there's weird shit going on at the Millennium Biltmore Hotel.